second edition of the Town Hall. We're super excited to have you here. So, yes, I'll pass to Willem to give you a big welcome.
Big welcome.
Biggest.
I am so happy to have you all host our second Town Hall. This one I have fully delegated to my colleagues because I have a second child due in 6 days. So yeah, I might be here until the end of this Town Hall, or I might not. Anyway, lots of things prepared. We have a lot of news to share with you, and I am very pleased to hand it back to Rebecca and enjoy the show.
Thank you. So yeah, these Town Halls are our regularly quarterly catch-up. So you can expect more of these. It's just for us to update you, show you what we've been working on, give you some sneak peeks, and to hear from you as well. Back in June was our first one, where we launched Hyvä Certifications. We shared loads of big updates on commerce and all of our products. And since then, the team's been even busier, and we've grown further. We've shipped new releases across, again, all of our products, commerce, theme, checkout, and enterprise, and UI. And there's been loads happening in the community as well. So we're going to take you through all of that. And to just have a quick look at the agenda for today. This is what we've got lined up. We're going to kick off with a business and ecosystem update. Then I'll be taking you through a few bits that are going on in the community and events and certification as well. And then after that, it's what you've all been waiting for, the big product updates. You're going to see demos across theme, checkout, enterprise, and of course, Hyvä Commerce, including the admin dashboard, media optimization, all of those good things, CMS, everything. It's very exciting, and peeks at the roadmap and what's coming soon as well. And then finally, we'll be wrapping up with a live Q&A with the team members here. And also we'll find a lot of our team in the chat on YouTube. So I'm sure they'll be engaging with you throughout. Hello to everyone in the chat. I can see lots of waving emojis and smile emojis, which is really awesome. So yeah, let's get started. First things first, it's Tianlan with the Hyvä update.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. So yeah, let's start with lots of Hyvä celebrations. Next slide. Straight into it.
Sorry, I lost the screen. That won't happen again.
Yeah, so yeah, 5,700 live stores. That's 200 more than last Town Hall in June, and that's almost 1,000 more than the beginning of the year. So that's amazing. Across 81 countries, and 1.4 million packages packaged in stores per month. So that shows the activity that's going every day with Hyvä. In terms of ecosystem milestone, huge celebrations again, thanks to you. So with the last Town Hall, we doubled our newsletter subscribers. So we are exceeding 5,000 now, which is amazing. Thank you all. More than 7,000 followers on LinkedIn, and we were so busy, we couldn't celebrate on LinkedIn 6,000, 7,000. So we're celebrating now. Balloons, no? And in terms of team growth, we greeted 2 new people since last Town Hall. If you subscribe to the newsletter, you saw the announcements, Isolde and Mateusz. And we have 2 more joining in the next month. So if you see us at events, we can tell you more about that. Last but not least, thanks to the partnership with Molly, we're doubling down on our marketing activities. So on one side, supporting all the mid-Magento events, and you will see how we are headlining with Molly at various events, but also giving more visibility to the ecosystem and the Magento brand at big e-com expos, like Wemwinkel which was a big success. And we replicated that success to the Mexico next week with a giant booth, the biggest in the whole of e-commerce. And yeah, it will be amazing. So in terms of our countries, it hasn't changed much. So Netherlands is still our #1 market, followed by the US, UK, and Germany. However, I looked at the stats in the summer, and Germany did better than the UK for like 1 or 2 months, but then now UK is back up with more Hyvä Commerce orders. So yeah, it's quite funny to see it live. So yeah.
Like we're competing.
No, we're not competing, but
the countries are competing
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. All right. So yeah, what's very, very interesting is if you look at the build with report for e-com technologies for the top 1 million sites, so removing demo sites and smaller sites, we are now ranked 19, which is 2 spots up from June. Amazing. And we are ahead of View Storefront, which is ranked 75, PWA Studio 47, Shopware 24. So we are 19. And yeah, we keep gaining adoption and growing. So that's a very, very motivating for us. And it shows, how relevant we are for the market. And all that is thanks to our growing team. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to fit more people in there.
Oh no, have we lost Dianlan?
Oh,
you're back.
I'm back. So where was I? So yeah, we were talking about, we're talking about the team and how it grew and how it's not going to fit all on that slide anymore. We'll have to find new designs. But yeah, the latest additions is Olda and Mateusz working on checkout integrations, because we know that's very important for you. And that's one of the key factors of success for checkout. If merchants can't have the payment method that they want, or shipping or any other integrations that they need, then yeah, it's not gonna work. So we're investing there. Oh, and also back on staff. So yeah, we have good personal news as well. So we have lots of babies in the Hyvä team. So beginning of the year, we had Willem Portman, who had a baby, a little girl. And then Sana had a little girl in the summer, and she's coming back to work in October. And Willem is expecting a girl in the next couple of days. So yeah, very exciting.
All girls.
All girls. In terms of product offering, I thought I'd recap a little bit, because talking to people, it might not always be clear for everyone. So Hyvä Commerce is our big product, new product. And for any merchant who's totally new to Hyvä, this is the product that they should know about. And it includes Hyvä Theme, includes Hyvä Checkout, includes Hyvä UI, and includes CMS, dashboard, and everything that will drop as per our roadmap. So that's one full product suite that is very simple to. So that's like one toolkit that does everything, and that's what a merchant needs on Magento open source. In addition to that, if they are on Adobe Commerce, we have Hyvä Enterprise, which supports either the Commerce Suite, so live search, recommendation, gifts, loyalty points, or the B2B Suite. So if they are on Adobe Commerce, they would need Hyvä Commerce and Hyvä Enterprise. And if they're on Magento open source, just Hyvä Commerce. So we know there's confusion because of the commerce name, but yeah, Hyvä Commerce, Hyvä Enterprise, two main products.
And Theme and Checkout will remain standalone products.
That's on this slide. So in terms of pricing, we kind of match the pricing structure, so it's easier for you to understand. So Hyvä Commerce for Magento open source clients, it's 3,000 euros per year per installation. And as I said, it includes Hyvä Theme and UI, Hyvä Checkout, Hyvä CMS, support and updates, all the new features dropping regularly. And so that's something that resonated a lot when we went to Ecom Expos. For people who are not familiar with the Magento ecosystem, they love that it's a fixed cost. There's no variable, no percentage on GMV, on traffic, users, seat. It's just 3,000 euro fixed fee, no matter what. So it's very predictable. And if they don't want to have it recurring per year, it could be 15,000 for 5 years, once and for all, and they can, just amortize that for the next 5 years. So that being said, we are keeping Hyvä Theme and Hyvä Checkout as standalone products, just like we had for the last 4 years, mainly for those who are starting out with Hyvä Theme, those on a budget. And yeah, we are making it accessible for everyone. So what that means is that if your merchant already is already using Hyvä Theme or Checkout, they can get a cashback and deduct that past investment to simply upgrade to Hyvä Commerce. So let's say you had Hyvä Theme, Hyvä Checkout, that was 2,000 euros. Then Hyvä Commerce will be only 1,000 for the first year, and then 3,000 for the coming year for all the new features dropping. Hyvä Enterprise for Adobe Commerce merchants, that's 2,500 per year. So in addition to either Theme or Hyvä Commerce. And that includes all the support for Adobe Commerce features, B2B Suite, Hyvä Edge, that works with Adobe Edge delivery services, and support and updates. So over to you with community updates, Rebecca.
Yes, my favorite subject. So yes, we're going to talk about community. And of course, I want to start by saying Hoover obviously wouldn't be what it is without all of you, with all the developers, the agencies, merchants, partners, contributors. You're building, you're sharing and shouting about Hoover every day, and we appreciate it. And yeah, we wouldn't be here without you. And our numbers keep growing. It's amazing to see. I checked this morning on Slack, and it's over 6,300 members that we've got in our support Slack. At the minute, it's always buzzing with conversations and ideas all day, every day. So yeah, it's a really exciting place to be, and it's a really exciting company to be at. So yeah, I'm very grateful for you all. We've seen more showcases, more collaborations, and more contributions than ever. So yes, this is my thank you. Thank you. Sorry, not just me. The whole of Hoover is thanking you. But yeah. Thank you very much. None of this momentum would be possible, obviously, without all of you, and it really does make a difference to us all. So yeah, keep it up. Please keep sharing with us. We love it. And speaking of community energy, it feels like the perfect time to say that Hotcakes is back. Yes, I know we've been off for the summer. Things have been busy, but we've got fresh and delicious new look thanks to Danny, our VP of brand development, which I'm super excited about. I'm super excited to bring out the first edition, which will be landing tomorrow. So keep an eye on LinkedIn. But yes, Hotcakes is coming back. So please keep engaging with me about what you want to see in there. And if you've got a fun selfie with a Hoover merchant or a cool project or anything fun going on, please let me know and it will be included. And if you've got your phones on you whilst you're watching this, or if you're watching it on your phone, it'll be a bit harder to scan, but you can scan these QR codes to find us online. So you've got Hotcakes, our newsletter, which Chenlan talked about, is growing massively, and also just following us on LinkedIn. We're always there. So yeah, please do join us, engage with us, and we'll make sure to keep you constantly updated on everything that you want to know. So that's online. Moving to offline and where you can find us in the real world. We've got lots of events coming up starting next week. We've got the big expo that is the Digital Marketing Expo and Conference in Cologne. And we really are going big there. When I say big, I mean huge. So it's super exciting. The Hoover team, Meryl, Tinlan, Danny, and everyone behind the scenes, and our besties over at Molly, they've been working really hard to put together something that will truly be amazing, along with 8 of our partners. That you can see here. There's going to be fresh Stroop waffles, which I'm tempted to just swim out there just to get the Stroop waffles. Burgers, bags of swag, and obviously all the demos that you could wish for of Hoover Commerce and all of our products. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to have it all. So yeah, please do follow along and reach out if you're going to be there next week. And then another big exciting event that we want to talk about and that we're organising with Molly is our first ever Agency Partner Day, happening on October 16th in London. It's designed especially for our partners, and it's a day where you can get insider updates straight from us. You can shape the future of Hoover with an interactive roadmap session that we'll be holding, and you can also share your own showcases to win awards. And those winners of the awards won't just take home a shiny award, they'll also get a professional video made that's going to spotlight your showcase from the day, and also you'll be covered on all of our social channels, of course, as well. And it's just a great way for us to give back in terms of visibility that can help you stand out in the ecosystem. That's our plan anyway. And it's totally free for agencies to attend and to enter. And of course, we will finish the day with a party, an after party, Hoover and Molly style in Shoreditch. So yeah, please, first things first, you've got to get your submissions in. So please do send them in. We've been seeing lots coming in so far, and it's very exciting. But the deadline has just been extended to the 19th of September, but it is coming around quick. So yeah, don't wait. Please submit. We want to see what you've been working on, and also register to attend as well. We want to see as many agencies as we can there, and you will see us there. So you'll see some familiar faces. Obviously, there's the 4 of us on the call today, and we're joined by Sana and Meryl and Tom as well. So yeah, if you're an agency, we'd love to see you in London in October. But that's not the only place that we're going to be over the end of the year. We've only got a couple of months left, which is scary to say. And we've been all over this year. We've been to so many different events. Obviously, we mentioned Webwinkle. We went to meet Magento Ukraine just last week and held our first in-person certification lab, which was really exciting. And yeah, we've been to lots of events, but coming up, there's even more exciting ones that we just can't wait for. So yes, you can find us at all of these events. So please do come and say hello to us. There'll be lots of different Hoovens across the world. And wherever you are, there's a good chance you're going to bump into us, and we'd love to see you. And then finally, certifications. I will be passing over soon, so don't worry. Just hang on with me for a bit more, because this is super exciting. We've had loads of really great feedback from the developer associate certification that we launched earlier this year. It's got a really high pass rate, which is really nice to see, and I think it really kind of reflects how strong of a community that we have, how strong the developers are and the people that work with our products, and also reflects how hard the team worked on the documentation as well, to make sure that you had the information that you needed in order to pass this exam and learn about Hoover. So yeah, we know that it's proving to be a really great reflection of both Hoover expertise and also the community around us. So yeah, we're really excited about it. And for this month, if you purchase your exam within September, you can actually take it risk-free, because if you buy certification during September and take your exam before the end of December, you will get a free retake if you need it, if you don't pass first time. So there's nothing to hold you back. You can yeah, worst case, you get another shot at it for free if you buy your exam this month. So now's the time to do it. You can buy the exam directly through our website, or if you're a solo developer, for example, and you don't have a VAT number, you can purchase directly through WebAssessor. But agencies can purchase through our website and in bulk as well. So you can, it's a really easy way to invest, obviously, in your development team, and also boost your 2026 partner points as well, because these will be tied, the number of certified developers that you have at an agency will be tied to your partner points in the partner program going forward. So yeah, it's something that we are really excited to see grow even further and even more than it has, and we've been impressed so far with the uptake. So yeah, and just touching on the partner program slightly, you will have, if you are a current partner, you've received an email about our new partner portal, which allows you to kind of control and take look into basically what we know about you. So they've totally revamped it. It looks really, really nice. It's really easy to use, and it's now becoming a proper hub for our partners to use. You can invite your colleagues there, you can manage your teams, you can see all of the Hoover licenses that you have linked to your agency in one place. You can transfer licenses, you can update your agency listing on our website, and you can also link your Hoover certifications directly in your account already. So that's a really good way to get ahead of the game kind of thing, because in the coming months, we will introduce loads of new features like connecting with your merchants in there, being able to track the partner program submissions and progress more effectively as well. We know at the minute it can be a little bit awkward because we just review them once a year. So yeah, we're looking at ways that we can improve that. So definitely take advantage of the portal as soon as you can. The team are working super hard on it behind the scenes. So yeah, we want you to get the recognition that you deserve as quickly as you can. And that is my whirlwind update on community. If you've got any other questions, please let me know. But for now, we're going to pass to John, who's going to run you through all of the product updates.
Thank you, Rebecca. Afternoon, everyone, or morning, evening, depending on where you're joining us from. So yeah, I get the privilege of showing you what we've been up to, some of the new features that we've been working on. Today, I want to focus a little bit less on future roadmap and long term, and show you some of the short term stuff, some of the imminent stuff that we have coming up to be released very soon. So yeah, I'm going to show you what the team's been working on. They're going to do some demos for you. I'm just here to kind of recap and glue it all together. So yeah, we've got some good stuff to show you. So to start with the theme in UI, we've been focusing on many kind of quality and other improvements under the hood. Lots of things like CSP and accessibility and many more things. One of the main focuses of late is we've recently added design tokens and some experimental Tailwind v4 support to our UI library, all of which are bringing us closer to the next kind of bigger release for Hyvä Theme, which will be version 1.4.0. And rather than me speak anymore, I'm going to pass over to Sean, who's going to tell you a little bit about design tokens and how they're going to work.
So design tokens are a single source of truth. But why would you want to use design tokens? And all of those things are described here. But in short, it's to allow you and your developer and your designer to communicate much closer together and share specific design values with the code values and vice versa. This is all powered by our Hyvä tokens, which is a new script that has been added to our Hyvä Themes module, NPM package, which allows you to build these design tokens. So first off, let's go to the Hyvä frontend. As you probably have noticed, here I have a normal Hyvä frontend. But unlike this normal Hyvä frontend, the buttons are purple. And you probably noticed that these purple values are already present here. Well, I did that manually before this demo. If I turn them off, they're back to normal. But what's really happening here is that these CSS variables are being set. And they're able to be set by one of the features we've released in previous releases, which is our new functionality to bring much more Tailwind 4 functionality back into Tailwind 3 with the TV props and TV var solution. So this allows you to specify CSS variables at any area you want, as simple as it gets. So I can make this singular button red, and you get a lot of flexibility from this by just changing a few things and having those few things. Since these are all variables, it does mean that you can also get the variables from a different system, in that case, design system. So how do you do this? How do you build something like this? So let's get into some code and really showcase it. So I'm going to close this one, reload the tab, so we're back to normal. So first off, let's dive into the Tailwind configuration. As of with the latest version of the UI, we are providing this version for Tailwind 3, which is going to be an upcoming feature for Tailwind for our new Hyvä Theme, where we are including this TV props functionality by default. Now, of course, it's not going to be the color green. That's just for demo purposes. But if you really want to see that in action, I can simply go into here, select all the greens, make them purple, save it, run the build script, and do a hard refresh. And now all the buttons are purple. So that's not that much different than before. Where it gets interesting is because we're now opting into the CSS variables through the power of TV props, is that we can actually say that we want to set these values from a different area. And that is where our new functionality comes through. So, as per our documentation, you will create this Hyvä config.json file. In this example, I kept it empty, but we're going to copy it from the configuration in the UI, add it, save it, run a build, wait until the build's done, do a hard refresh, and now everything's blue. So what is really happening here? With this new configuration, we're building a CSS file that's going to be included into your CSS, which is set to tokens. Now, these tokens in this example are based on a simple map, similar to how you look at your Tailwind configuration, but these can be as complex from a design system such as Figma or other design systems. And this will generate a CSS file for you. Once this file has been generated, you can import it into your project, and you have these design tokens available to you. As you can see, it's very simple and plain CSS, and that's the power of it, keeping it simple. And that's pretty much it. Design tokens. Look forward to it. Read about it. We have a lot about it on our docs, about the Hyvä tokens, what they are, and multiple features. And these are all part right now of the Hyvä Themes module, so you could use it right now. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Sean. So yeah, hopefully it's going to unlock a whole new set of possibilities, bring a much tighter relationship between development and design, and further reduce the amount of time it needs to make visual changes to your store. Yes, excited to see what people come up with design tokens. Okay, and then on our roadmap for Hyvä Theme and UI, as mentioned, the tokens. We're currently working on cart page design refreshes. We've got the Tailwind v4 support coming a little bit later. We'll have further areas we want to look at giving a bit of a design refresh as well. But next, let's take a look at Hyvä Checkout. Okay, so again, the last few months we've been busy working away on many quality improvements. We had a big push for CSP early in the year. We've been doing lots of things to make sure that we maintain that support and other things. Again, accessibility updates. But one of the big things that we've been doing and investing in, like Tialan mentioned earlier with our new hires for our team, we've been putting more time and effort into integrations, especially in regards to CSP. So we've been working heavily on things like Adobe Payment Services, Klarna, Stripe, Postcode.nl, and many others. See some of our key partners like Molly already have their CSP compatibility for a long time. Yeah, the other thing that we want to show you or want to explain to you now is the front-end payments API, something we've been focusing on for a while. There's no demo for this one, unfortunately. As Tialan mentioned earlier, Willem Portman's had a newborn earlier this year. He's been having some well-deserved time off, so I'm just going to cover briefly what he's been looking into. So the main aim of the payments API is to overhaul how you deal with front-end payments, so JavaScript-based payments. We want to bring parity and consistency with our kind of back-end PHP world way of implementing payment methods. So it's a JavaScript API. You can create kind of an integration with a single file, and it opens up a lot more possibilities for our integrators and hopefully speed things up too. As with everything we do, especially on the checkout side, there's going to be lots and lots of documentation for this, and there's a great guide that we'll be sharing that shows you how to build an example payment method using this new toolkit. So look forward to that one soon. And then for the rest of the roadmap for checkout, again, we're investing heavily in integrations and support. Mage-OS version 3 support is something that we're spending a lot of time looking into at the moment as well to make sure that we are getting ready for that. And yeah, there'll be a few other areas that we're working towards as well. All right, next on the list is Hyvä Enterprise. So again, we've been spent a lot of time earlier this year with the CSP support. Again, there's been lots of quality improvements, but our main focus has been B2B 1.5 compatibility. This includes things like company hierarchy, which we've already released, but the main biggest feature here is negotiable quotes, and in particular negotiable quote templates, which is a brand new feature. And to give you a little overview of how that works and how that looks, I'm going to hand over to Andrea.
Hello, so we're going to show the quotes and quote templates functionality. It's very exciting. So quotes over here, we got a list of all of them. And obviously, as usual, you have lists over here, but now the change and the update is that you also have quote templates, which is a template to create many quotes that you set up with the merchant. So there are a couple of ways to do it. So from first of all, from the admin, you can go into sales and quote templates, which will then show a list of all the available quote templates, or create a new one, and then decide what sort of options you want to have into a quote template. There are many options that we can again agree with whoever is doing that. So in the admin itself, you're going to be able to set different things. Obviously, you can give a name, validity, if there is an order threshold, like a minimum maximum number of orders that you committed with the merchant, and then you can add as many products as you want by SKU. You can also disable the maximum minimum quantities. Again, usual like sort of quote things like, and agreed on any discount. Now, when it gets to the actual quote template itself, it will usually then be sent to the merchant and to the user, which will then see in their account. So here you can obviously go through sort of the different status, which are active and review inactive. Just if you have any quotes that require attention, we have again a quick filter, which will then filter them out, so if there is any open or edited that might need your attention, need to get back into it. So let's say, for example, this is the actual, we can open this one, and then from here we got the template itself. Now from the templates, again, we're going to see the same options that we can see when we set it up. In this case, we have the validity of the quotes. The template can be updated to a later date. We can update the quantity of a single product. We can also leave a note to the seller, hello, and then send it. So once that the template is agreed on both sides, what happens is that we can then create new quotes from there. And for example, these one are active templates. They are already accepted and everything. So from here we can just generate a quote. So if we have like a minimum or maximum number of orders, again, if we go to the maximum, we can't do that anymore, but these obviously are still enabled. So we can just go through here. We can just click on generate quote. It will generate the quote from our templates with already all the details and setup that we again agreed with the merchant. So it's pretty handy. So you see, this quote is already approved and ready for checkout. Again, we can obviously, if does not require, delete it. We can print it out on needs. Again, this is going to be exactly the same. From here, we can go straight into checkout. Again, if there is anything else, probably we just might update it. Again, probably in that case, we can discuss with the merchant. There is also obviously a reference to the original quote templates, which you could go from over here. This we can again rename it new quote. There we go. So we can keep track of them. There it is. Also, a cool new feature that we have is the ability to add external documents to them, which are given then either from the admin side or the user side. Now, from the quotes themselves, there are also pretty cool stuff you can do from here. For example, let's go into, so this quote you can see is not attached or linked to any quote templates, not by itself. So otherwise, we can see here if there is any quote templates attached to it, linked to it. So in this case, though, from any quotes, we can also create templates. We can print it, we can delete it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, we can also copy it into a new quote if we want to. So if we have maybe just a quote that was already pretty good for us, if the user wants to edit it with just a few changes, we can do so from here. Again, change the name, reason for the change, so it's pretty straightforward. From here, we can also add any products to requisition list straight from here, or again, delete it one by one. That's pretty handy actions already available. Again, we can update the quantity, send it back for review, and the same cycle applies. So pretty nice, interesting. Again, improve the workflow for both sides, so we can go like back and forth. And again, once you have a template and it's been agreed, it's just a matter of, you know, create quotes ready for you, go check out. So yeah, pretty exciting. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Andrea. As you can see, there's quite a lot of different settings and controls that come with that piece of functionality. It's taken a good amount of time to make sure that's working in the way that we would expect to the standards that we want. But we're not far off releasing that one now. And in addition, on the enterprise roadmap, we've also got GIF registry on the way and some other things to follow. Have a look at our roadmap. Okay. Moving on, we're going to talk about Hyvä Commerce now, and we're going to start with some of our as yet unreleased features. So yeah, first up, I want to talk about media optimization. Just a quick recap in case you're not familiar with it from last Townhall update or other places we've mentioned it. This is our solution that aims to reduce the size, file size of images that are output on the storefront with the aim of improving performance. So we want to make sure that that accidental 10 megabyte hero banner image never hits the storefront again that somebody might upload. So yeah, media optimization is a tool to give you back control over this. It's got two main jobs at the moment, and those are to resize images to specified dimensions, which will be able to specify multiple sets, and equally convert to modern formats, things like WebP or AVIF or whatever else comes out in future. And we're integrating this across our entire product suite. So we've got a developer-friendly API. We've also got what we call our automatic replacement tool, which will convert images that are found in the HTML output. Okay, so before we kind of cover any of the features further, though, let's have a little look at why we're doing this and the impact it can have. So it can have a massive reduction in size. So we can go from multiple megabytes to kind of under 100 kilobyte in many cases. And just the compression side, WebP can reduce things by an average of around 35% and AVIF by up to around 50%. And even just taking our new automatic replacement example, if we look at the product listing page with product images on it, just to completely install this module out of the box, no configuration changes, converting those images to WebP, those product images results in nearly 40% reduction just by installing it. I remember that's just compression as well. So once we start getting into the more resizing, once you resize and then compress, you can really see some exponential results in terms of size. So without digging too deep, here's just a rough overview of everything that our media optimization module does right now. So we've got a nice robust framework now. We've got this developer API, so you can use a view model to resize images within templates, specify the sizes you want and the output. We've got the automatic replacement tool. So any page, you can replace all of the images with converted imagery at smaller sizes. It's built at the block level, so you can actually exclude blocks that maybe it's not useful for or not helpful or is causing issues with it at the moment. We've also integrated this into Hyvä CMS. So out the box, it will convert everything to WebP or AVIF. We've added we've added GIF support, which will convert to animated WebPs. We've also got Retina support as well if you want to create high DPI type images. We've got a great kind of platform system performance check that will tell you about everything about the libraries that you have installed on the server, whether they meet the requirements that we need, and tell you what versions you need in order to get those. Along with that, we've also got a CLI tool that will allow you to flush images by path, and there's also debugging and many configuration options. There's a lot, trust me. Okay. So the good news with media optimization is it will be available today in beta. So shortly after we wrap up here on the Town Hall, we'll make sure it is available for anyone with a Hyvä Commerce license to download. Our GA is going to follow shortly after, but we'll use this period of time to get your feedback to shape it into being the best product that it can be. And then following that, we're going to start working on some more features, things like declarative resizing via XML, more integrations and further strategies for resizing. So at the moment, everything happens on the fly on page load. We want to give you the options to do it in bulk via the CLI or do like a queue-based system. So lots more to come. All right, so that's media optimization. Next up, let's talk about admin dashboard. So again, we want to make the dashboard a valuable resource. We feel it's underutilized. It's that first impression that you get when you come into the admin panel. So it should be for admin users of all roles and types. You've got control with our solution to put widgets that you want in the places that are suitable for you with the data that you need. So if you're a content manager, then you can have things to do with latest pages and blocks that have been updated. If you're sales focused and you want to see order data and graphs. It's all about control and giving that back to you as an admin user. Okay, so what's new since we last spoke about admin dashboard? Firstly, we've put a lot of time into making the framework really robust to make it simple and enjoyable to work with and interact with, both as a user, adding and editing and moving widgets around the dashboard, but also from a development point of view in terms of building, extending, and creating widgets. We've now got things like search and categorization. We've worked on loading performance. We've worked on adding base styles. We've also been working out on lots and lots of widget implementations. But rather than me continue to talk about it, let's hand over to Amanda and Kyle to show you how things are looking as it stands.
Okay then, so here we've got an empty dashboard and I'd like to add a few widgets and then demo the customization options. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click Add Widget, and this brings up the Add Widgets pop-up. And from here you can see that we've been able to filter or group the widgets depending on the category they fit into. In this case, we can also search as well. So I'm going to search for the checklist widget first, and then I'm going to give it a title of my to-dos, and I'm going to add a little bit of configuration now. There we go. As you can see, this widget is looking a little bit squashed at the moment, so I'd like to resize it. To do that, I can click the menu button and then click resize, and then I can simply drag and drop the ends of the widget to fit where I'd like them to be. And then to save that, I can either click the save button in the bottom right, or I can click outside of the grey canvas. From here, you can see that we can filter the to-dos by incomplete, complete options, or we can see all of them. And then we can even sort them so they're grouped to show the incomplete work at the top. Secondly, I'd like to add the crux widget. There we go. In this case, it's at the top. I'm going to add a title. There we go. And then from here, we can see that we can get some of the site's insights, and they are grouped by the different device type, which is really handy. As you can see, by default, this widget is slightly larger because of the amount of content that it shows, and we cannot resize it to make it smaller than it is at the moment. Finally, I'd like to add a few more widgets. In this case, I'm going to select the sales funnel and the recent orders, and I'm going to increase the amount of orders I'd like to show to 10. Okay, so once again, I'd like to resize and move around some of the content. To do that, I can simply click Customize Dashboard to enter the Customize section, and then I can drag and resize my content as I want. In this case, I'm going to move things over to the left, and then I'd like to put the crux widget on the right. And to save, I can simply click outside of the canvas again, and then I've got access to all of the data once again on the widgets. And then if I refresh the page now, the content will have saved in the correct places.
When we talk about widgets, we're actually talking about two things: widget types and widget instances. Developers are going to primarily be concerned with widget types, because those are the generic reusable components that we define in code, and that determine the functionality and the appearance of any piece of dashboard content. Then on the other side, admins are going to primarily be concerned with widget instances, and those are particular instantiations of a widget type. Before we get into some of the implementation details, I'll start with a quick recap of the widget framework and its API for anyone that might have missed the previous town hall. First, we have the widget type definition. So if we jump to our IDE, we'll see that like many things in Magento, this is done through XML. And as before, the widget ID, its class, and its display type are still the only bits of required configuration. We have been extending this over time to allow developers to provide more customization and configuration options. If we take a look at the XSD over here, we'll see that you can define display options for things like icons and size restrictions. You can control the availability and permissions through ACL resources, and you can also use categorization and keyword tagging to power the search feature. The class definition is the other key component for implementing a widget type, and this is where you provide which options the admin has to choose from, as well as which data is given to the front end. If we quickly take a look at the interface, you can see some of those functions here. As before, the display data is typically going to be the result of any calculations that you might have performed, any database calls you might need to make, or any external API queries that you want to make use of. Our focus since the previous town hall falls broadly into one of two categories, being framework stability and the developer experience. We've made a number of changes to the widget framework to both further ease the implementation process and also provide more control to developers that either want or need it. We've enhanced existing features, expanded configuration options, provided several logical extension points for both the server side and the client side features. If we come back to our browser quickly, there's not enough time to go into detail about all of those things. A few of the notable mentions include being able to persist the user-specific positioning and widget sizing. So a reload here will give us the exact same dashboard that we just left off with. You can also customize or replace almost any part of any widget output. There's some cool things in there. And then what we've been working on most recently are performance optimizations. Everyone hates the default dashboard and the fact it takes forever to load and can prevent you from using the menu on the left-hand side. We've squashed that by using deferring and batch requests. So what I mean is, if I scroll down the page, you'll see that widget content is loaded as it becomes visible in the browser. And all of these things can be batched. So you can send a request for 8, 10, 12 widgets at a time. Those things are all configurable. So as before, that's pretty much everything. There's still only 2 or 3 files and 2 or 3 functions. Everything is up and running. The underlying framework will handle all the stitching together for you.
All right, great. Thanks, Carl. Thanks, Amanda. So yeah, it's looking really good. It's really exciting. And yeah, it's as Carl mentioned at the end, it only takes a few files. Even I'm able to build widgets, given I don't do much development these days. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to work with. So yeah. Roadmap wise, so again, really exciting to announce that we can give this to anyone with a license today. It's available in beta. Again, look out for the Slack notifications shortly after the town hall. We also want to start outreach with extension vendors, tech partners. We want you to build widgets, please. So yeah, we'll be in touch. And then yeah, after the beta, again, we want your feedback to make this as good as it can possibly be. And then yeah, we'll work towards our GA release and have a lot more widgets that are going to follow very soon. We've done most of the hard work now. Actually building widgets is quite a quick and easy process, all things considered. Okay, so that is widgets. Final thing we're going to look at today is Hyvä CMS. So as I'm sure, hope many of you are aware, it was the kind of the key feature that we did in our initial release of Hyvä Commerce alongside our image editor, with the aim of kind of bringing back that fun. It's a complete overhaul of how you manage content in Magento. We rebuilt it from the ground up, and the kind of the hero of the show, if you like, with our CMS is the real-time editor and preview that you get. We've added so many other features, things like drafts, shareable previews, version history, the document like editing tools with undo, redo, import, export, all that kind of stuff. We've built many components or content types, as people sometimes refer to them, including many from our UI library too. And because it's integrated into Magento, it's so much easier to, especially when you're building new components, to integrate with default Magento data, whether that's products, categories, pages, whatever else. So what have we been up to? So obviously we had the GA release not too long ago. As I mentioned, we've recently just released our page builder migration tool, which will let you import page builder content either into HTML blocks, or in some cases it'll try and convert to a relevant content type, maybe like a banner, for example. Our version history's had a bit of a makeover, and I've got a lovely emoji picker that adds a lot more fun to named versions. And again, we've had numerous quality improvements that have been shipped. But for today, the focus that we've had for the last couple of months is on our two most requested features that we've been asked, I don't know how many times now, at events and elsewhere. First one is content scheduling, and the second one is translation support. So to kick straight into it, I'm going to hand over to Ross to show you how scheduling with Hyvä CMS is going to work.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm going to show you one of our new features that we're working on, scheduling. It's almost done, but look, I'll jump into it, show you how it works. So we have a page here that's unpublished at the moment, and rather than just publishing it, I'm going to click on this drop down here and I'm going to schedule it to be published. And straight away we get to choose the time we want to publish it at. I can choose any date or time in the future. And next I have to give it a release name, because we may want to put a number of different pages or blocks into one release and get them all published at the same time. So I'll just give this a memorable name that we'll remember, so Townhall, for when we're adding new items to it. And let's just give an example of what we've changed. So added image to info page. We also have an option to add settings to be updated when we publish something that's been scheduled. So here we have advanced settings. So it's like for things like if you want to enable a page when you schedule it to be published, or change the title or heading, things like that. But for now, on this page, we're just going to use existing, so we're not going to change anything when it comes to be published. So I'll click schedule. There we go. We can see it's been successfully published or scheduled. And we have this icon here in the top and a little one icon beside it. When we click on that, we get some information. We see that this page is scheduled to be published on the Town Hall release with the little description of what's changing and when it's to change. And we also have these options to edit and cancel. So I'll come back to edit later, but for cancel, when you click on that, you get a dialog that allows you to cancel the current content that's for this page on this release. So you get current content, or you can cancel the entire release, so all the other different items with it will also be cancelled at the same time. Right, so let's show you adding a different item to that release we just created there a moment ago. So I'll go to another page, and we have this offers page for bags. Let's change something before we schedule it. So let's say make it relevant to the time of year, back to school bags, right? I'll change the color later, but for now I'll just schedule it. You can see the page is disabled at the moment, so if I refresh the page, it's like we get 404. So this time I'm going to schedule this one to be enabled as well. But first, let's select the release, the one we created earlier, Hyvä Townhall, and update title, and let's enable this one. Right, and let's give it a content heading as well. Let's say Townhall. Again. So I'll schedule that. There we go. Now, it says back to school bags here, but if I refresh the page without saving my changes, we see best selling bags again. So what if I want to view what I have scheduled, what I have upcoming, right? One way to do that is to, I guess, go directly into edit, but we can also go into the history here, and we have a new plans section. And if I click on that, I can see, I can preview it, and we see back to school bags here. Great, there's also like some other options. I can edit it from here, and I guess most importantly, I can get a shareable URL. So I can copy that URL, into any browser, share it with a colleague, and they can see my changes and give feedback. Right, let's edit this, right? What we've got scheduled. We're not editing the page, we're editing what we're planning to release in our upcoming release. So I click edit. You see we have a slightly different editor here. It looks a bit different. The header color is different. We have this little notice here at the top. The UI of this is still in progress, so there may be changes before we release it, but it's just we wanted to distinguish the look and feel from the default editor. This is the editor for scheduled items. And the status is a little bit different here as well. It gives you a little bit, the information is a bit different. It tells you when it's scheduled for. So let's make another change. Let's change the color. I'll pick a blue color. There we go, back to school. And let's update it. So now, so that's great. I'm able to schedule something to be published in the future. I can share it with colleagues. If they want me to make changes to it before it's published, I can go in and edit it. I can also update with options. So it's the same modal as before, but I can actually change things. So like I updated the title and color, and I've changed and enabled. So that's everything I've done. So I'll update that. Perfect. All right, so that's ready to be published. I think the time has actually just miraculously passed, so that was well timed. So to simulate what would happen on production, I will just run the cron. Great, and now when I refresh this page, I should see my changes. There you go, back to school bags in blue, Town Hall. It's published as we expected. Even better, we get a notification email up here at the top, which tells us what's been published, what's changed. So like you see for the first one, we didn't change any of the settings, but for the second one we did. So we get information on what's changed. And this is really useful to store owners or people running the site. They don't have to log into their computer and into Magento to check everything's published and updated properly. They'll get a nice email notification and they'll know it worked well. And if it hasn't, what hasn't? So that's it in a nutshell. I hope you all like it. I'm really looking forward to people getting to try it out and getting their feedback. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ross. That's looking pretty good, right? So just to recap, you're going to be able to schedule and see multiple changes that you can add to a release. Be able to share the previews and edit the items that you've scheduled. And as Ross showed at the end there, we even got notifications via email to keep you in the loop of how things have gone. We're going to have much more to follow with that later as well, including like a full dashboard, and we've got many other ideas as well. All right, next on the list, we're going to jump straight into translations, and I'm going to pass to Callan to show you what he's been working on.
Hello. I'm excited to give you a sneak peek to our new translations feature. So, to jump right in, I'm going to access the translation slider. And in this section here, you'll be able to see all of the translatable fields that have been collected from all of the components. So if I access here, I can see that these are all the different empty fields, but I can enter translations for different store views. So I'll hit test for Linkin Park, access Linkin Park in here, and now that we can see it here. If I access here, we can see what it's been translated to. And we also have this little utility where I can see and modify all of the different translations for this input field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this translation section, and we can export this CSV, and then we can use whatever tool that we'd like or use any single editor that we'd like. And then all we would need to do when we have it is just drag and drop to import it. And as you can see that I changed these three fields here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save. And then you may have seen this new AI translate button. So what we do with this is we use AI to translate all of the fields. So we can only translate the empty fields if we'd like to, or we can replace all the translations across all the different store views. So let me hit start on that. And what's really clever about this is we take the store's current locale and we will translate it to that language. So if I check in here now, we can see that this is German, this is Spanish, and it applies across all the different fields. And what's clever about it is it keeps the existing HTML markup as well, so you don't need to mess around with anything. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you, Callum. I'm really excited about that one. So yeah, other than getting a glimpse into maybe some of Callum's music tastes, you can see that we can easily translate things. So yeah, it'll be single or all the fields in the document across all of your store views. Got import and export via CSV. Other thing worth noting is this will have full support for version history and the new scheduling feature. So you'll be able to schedule your translation changes or revert back to old ones if you need to. And yeah, as we showed at the end there, we've got the AI translations based on the locale of your store view. This initial version that Callum demoed is using OpenAI, but we'll add more providers in future, and we'll also make it extensible in case you wish to add your own. So yeah, that's translations. And yeah, outside of those two that are coming very soon, we've got other things still on the list like templates, a few more components, product and category attribute support, and much, much more. But not just that, across Hyvä Commerce, we also have more features coming, such as link products, menu builder, category merchandising, and email templates. Okay. And yeah, finally, just from me, next slide, please, Rebecca. Sorry. Yeah, just to recap everything that we've demoed today. So yeah, we've got the design tokens for Hyvä Theme and the 1.4 release not too far in the future. We've got the front-end payments API for the checkout. We've got the B2B 1.5 support with negotiable quote templates and other quote updates. We've got Hyvä CMS scheduling and translations with the AI functionality. And of course, as mentioned earlier, available almost imminently now. You'll be able to get your hands on media optimization and admin dashboard in beta. And that is more than enough talking from me. So I am going to hand you back over to Rebecca. Thank you.
Would help if I unmuted myself. That classic line. So yeah, thank you, John. That was amazing. I'm really, really excited to see all of those features, and that we've had some beta releases today as well. Is just amazing. So yeah, thank you very much. Well, so I think it's now time to head on to the Q&A. So if you have got any questions that you want to ask or anything that you want to know more about, please do fire them in the chat. Or if you just want to have a chat, that is also perfectly fine. Doesn't have to be a question, can be a statement. But yeah, I haven't seen any questions coming in on the chat so far on YouTube, but I've seen lots of celebration emojis, lots of feedback that it's another cool feature, which is really nice. And also shout out to Sana, who's also secretly watching with baby Fee, hopefully, so she can learn about our new features, get herself clued up, ready. But yeah, if you have got any questions, please do fire them in. If not, we will just continue to chat amongst ourselves.
There was one question that came through the chat that we already answered. It was about the partner portal on Hyvä. If existing partners already got an invite to that portal, and maybe good to elaborate. The portal is an expansion to the existing customer account area on Hyvä.io, and we're just building features on top of that. If you are a Hyvä partner, you should have received an invitation to appoint a manager for your agency. And that manager can link other employees of the company to the same account. So then licenses from one account are pulled into the general agency account, so you can view each other's licenses, which is useful because there's occasionally a few people in the company that are buying licenses. If you haven't received the invitation, you can contact partnerships at hyvä.io. They will hook you up. And in the near future we're adding support for merchants to be linked to an agency as well, so that an agency has insight into the packages keys of licenses, so that it's easier for merchants to own the license and an agency still having technical access to the keys. When it's verified, of course, we'll have a process for that to link and make it secure. So more things are going to be stacked on that, including like the point system for agencies. So you don't have to fill in the form, as Rebecca already said. So we're rolling out more and more into the customer account area.
We have had a few questions start coming in as well. So we've got any news on a more advanced Hyvä certification?
We'll create it for sure. We will probably expand into more areas. So the associate will be expanded into the Pro version, and we also plan to have a checkout certification, and it's likely we'll also have something like a solution specialist in the future. The biggest time and money investment that we made has been made. Like, it was a whole thing to sign up to Criterion, a web assessor, and the whole batching system and everything, so we can build on top of that. And we have the experience of creating the first certification, which went really well. So we can see if somewhere near the end of the year we can start looking at the next certification to build. Yeah, I think it's a good baseline to test your knowledge, to start with the associate and take the Pro when we release it later on. I think we're already from the first session, well, John was actually there in person with other developers. I think from the associate we already got a couple of Pro questions that we filtered out that were a bit too advanced for the associate.
We wrote some that were too hard for sure.
So yeah, we have the basic groundwork done, but we're not actively working on it right now, but we should be able to push that out quite quickly once we reserve the resources for that. But it requires half of our development team to plan almost a whole week to work on certification, so it's quite disruptive for the company.
Yeah. You've answered the second question as well, which was the non-developer specific Hyvä certifications, which are obviously also within our vision for the certification program. So yeah, those questions, by the way, came from Simon Sprankle and Ski Gaming. Daniel Farmer has also asked any updates on the reusable templates / snippets in Hyvä CMS.
Well, as noted towards the end, it is on our roadmap. It's one of the probably the top 2 or 3 features for Hyvä CMS after we wrap up on the scheduling and translations. So yeah, can't really say too much more about it now. It'll obviously give you the ability to reuse things around different pages and blocks. Yeah, we're looking into ideas of whether it's like larger and smaller snippets, and concepts of, you know, whether it's kind of, if you update it in one place, it updates in others. But obviously that's similar to CMS blocks. So yeah, there's a few things we need to work out, but yeah, it's quite high up the list after these next few things.
Well, there is nothing else that's come in. Your owners said that people are busy patching their shops, which obviously we have just had a last minute patch from Adobe Commerce for Magento. So yeah, I know that we've been applying that today, and so I imagine that people are very busy applying that. Yeah. Anything else from our side? Any questions internally that we would like to ask or answer?
No, I think it's good. It was quite conclusive, complete. So I think we did well. If there's no further questions, people will definitely know where to find us. You can still, when you're watching this back on YouTube, you can still comment below the video, and I'm sure Rebecca will be very likely to follow up on that, or write your questions on our Slack or through the contact form on our website. And feel free to scan this QR code. I'm probably stealing your lines now, Rebecca, but you had your screen time. I'll take 30 more seconds. Rebecca created this feedback form that you can scan from this QR code, and you can tell us what you liked and what you disliked about this town hall. No interruption this time. Rebecca managed to not click the end stream button, so that's worth an applause.
Can I just say, I have to press a lot of buttons throughout this streaming process, so it is difficult not to press the big red stop one.
That's amazing. So that's my feedback. I think technically it went very well, and yeah, I'm happy how this town hall shaped up. Even Danny correcting titles in the slides during the presentation because we saw Hyvä Enterprise was mistitled as Hyvä Checkout. So yeah, all very dynamic and interactive, and another great team effort. And thanks to all the colleagues that pre-recorded all the demos, and of course all the work that they've put into the products itself. So great job, everyone.
Thank you. Till next time.